My name is Josh. I am the owner of Devvco. We build a lot of custom applications, web applications, mobile apps, and things of that nature.
What was it like for you, Josh, before we started working together?
So before working together, I was kind of a one-man band. I started the company just over a year ago, and we landed some pretty big contracts. And I knew that Devco had a long ways to go in order to mature as a business. So there was a lot of chaos. Financial and accounting was kind of on the back burner, but it was always weighing me down because I knew that tax season was coming and I needed to be prepared. So one, I needed to get my tax compliance figured out. There is also the hidden complexity of cash flow forecasting because my team was a lot bigger than it had ever been before. And I was trying to figure out, how do we make sure that the business is in a position to continue growing? How do we reinvest this capital, and make sure that our pipeline is good? So I had a lot of those things kind of weighing me down. Juggling between so many different responsibilities is really tough.
So what made you decide to start working with Accquip?
Before working with you, I was trying to find an accountant that really understood my business. It was challenging. It was actually hard to even get anyone's attention for long enough to explain what my business did. There were lots of CPAs that could do bookkeeping. It was just very generic services. And I felt like I had kind of a unique vision for Devco. Over the years, I wanted to create SaaS products. Your messages on LinkedIn really resonated with me. You work specifically with dev agencies and kind of help them in that transition. That immediately clicked. It matches my niche and where I was trying to go. It felt like a natural fit for us.
Was there anything in particular as we were talking that you saw like a part of our service we provided that you're like, okay, yeah, I want that or I need that?
The thing that really stood out was cash flow forecasting. The agency model is challenging because revenue can be so choppy. It's important to see revenue in a different light. So the way that you've helped us is when we receive revenue, we don't recognize that until it's earned. So if we're paid upfront for a project, we're tracking percentage complete as we go through the project. So we know how much revenue we've actually earned at any given point of time, and then make sure that we have enough in the pipeline to kind of get us through the next project.
What have we been working on together?
You've really helped us with a number of big projects, estimating out these projects and looking at it from a cash flow perspective, cost perspective, looking at our gross margins and understanding what a good, healthy target is for the business, providing value-based pricing and helping us think through that. On several occasions, you've prevented me from shooting myself in the foot. I actually was going to send a bid and I had made a calculation error and you were able to catch that. So that saved us big time before it really blew up into a big problem. Yeah, it's really helped us get ahead of things and think about a project long term and not just jump into something because it's exciting at the moment.
What is different now that you've been working with us? You shared a little bit about the before. What's now different? What's the impact in your business?
Yeah, the impact on our business is being proactive instead of reactive when it comes to how we deploy capital. So we're able to have greater vision from a strategy perspective. Now we're able to look at the things that we want to accomplish, what capital and resources we have available, and how we'll be able to deploy that safely to reach those objectives. So that's actually been a greater driver for our business than I initially anticipated.
So what would you tell another software dev agency owner who is considering working with us?
I think if there are any dev agencies that are early on, like I would highly recommend it because of the nature of agency revenue and how it's so choppy. It's really, really difficult. And it's honestly kind of scary because you have all these resources and you're trying to figure out what to do with them. Things feel great, but you have to account for the ups and downs in the business. And it's difficult to do that on your own. I think that applies across the board for any agency, but especially dev agencies since you understand the space so well. So I would highly recommend that any dev agency looking to be forward thinking and grow a successful business that can actually scale, I'd highly recommend that they work with you and your company.
Josh, you rock. Thanks so much for giving us a little bit of that testimonial. I appreciate it.
Of course, man.